didn't buy a Wii U. I moved in with my friend about 18 months ago, and just in front of the TV there was the Wii U. And I remember at the time I thought, I'm never going to play that. I really had no interest in it. In fact, I was at the time saying like Nintendo should abandon the whole thing and just start again. Like, I was that against it basically. And 18 months later, it's the console I play more than any other.
The best thing about owning a Wii U is having access to Nintendo properties like Mario, Zelda, and even sort of third-party exclusive like Bayonetta 2. You know, those aren't really ever going to come to another platform. You're not going to see a Mario game on a Sony console or a Microsoft console, at least not in the near future. So if you want those awesome classic Nintendo games, and the Wii U is the only place to get them, and that's easily the best thing about having one.
My favorite thing about having a Wii U is it's become my default console for playing with my son. I've got a 5-year-old, and most of the games that I tend to play with him are Wii U exclusives. So it's been, you know, it's been that sort of stable go-to for like nice kid-friendly activity.
One of the best things about it for me personally is like really that the fact that you can play a game on the second screen on the gamepad. Because like when you live in a house with other people, it's really rough to share the TV, and just being able to play, say, like a few rounds of Mario Kart online, like while someone else is watching telly or what have you, is like really handy. And I would kind of wish more consoles did that better. Like the Vita does it, but it's not as good.
As a Nintendo fan, I feel like it was 100% worth it. Like, I always know what I'm getting out of a Nintendo system, and it's going to be Nintendo games. I don't buy it with the expectation that I'm going to be playing like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed and all those big name games. I buy it to play Mario and Zelda and the franchises that they do really well. And as much as they hyped the Wii U beforehand to make it seem like this is going to be a third-party console, this is going to be the thing that competes with the PS3 and Xbox 360, it's not. It's still that second console that you own because Nintendo just makes really fun games.
I told myself a couple months ago, if the Wii U had 5 good games, I would purchase a Wii U. Bayonetta 2, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, Lego City Undercover, I kind of want to play. 101, what is it called again? Wonderful 101, thank you. That's 5.
I don't currently own a Wii U, but we do have one in the house, so I do have access to one. I just don't use it that often. We did have a phase where every weekend it would be Pikmin 3, Mario Kart, going online, playing Mario Kart 8, and then recently it's just dropped off. Even with the release of Bayonetta 2, I want to play it, but there's just something there that's not making me want to use the system. I don't know what it is.
My view on the Wii U is it's kind of like when you were a kid and there was your best friend who had that amazing toy, and you go around to their house and you play it and you have a great time, and you come home, but you never liked it enough to want to spend lots of your pocket money on it. So it's that kind of thing for me. I enjoy it, but I have pretty much zero interest in getting one.
Even for the multiplayer stuff like Mario Kart, Super Mario 3D World, I don't find myself with enough time or I don't find myself in those situations where I'm going to have 3 people around who all want to sit down and play Mario Kart for an hour or something. So it's just not the kind of party console that can slot into my lifestyle at the moment.
As much as I love the Wii U and the games that come out for it, I think the system has a lot of issues. For one, the gamepad is a horrible controller. The screen itself is too low res and washed out for my tastes, and it loses battery life really quickly. Plus, it makes the system far more expensive than it needs to be because it's included with every single one. Likewise, I'm a little disappointed in Nintendo's Virtual Console support. It did a great job with the Wii when that first came out for the first couple years, and then it started to peter off. Now, I think that one of the great things they have is this legacy, and by sort of leaving that on the table and not bringing it to the system faster, maybe it's a licensing issue, maybe it's something else, I don't know, but by not doing a better job of that, I think they're missing out on something that makes them truly unique, which is having these libraries they can tap into.
So as much as I love the software that Nintendo puts out, they're still so far behind in terms of internet connectivity and understanding how the infrastructure of something like this should work. Like the fact that the Nintendo eShop only recently tied in with the 3DS eShop in terms of money. Like the money that you put into your 3DS is going to be applicable to your Wii U as well. But the games aren't, and that drives me insane that if you want to buy the original Mario Brothers, you have to buy a version for the Wii U, and you have to buy a version for your 3DS. And those games, they're so simplistic. I just want all of that to be tied together. And I really, really want it for Earthbound, which is right now on Wii U, and probably the best reason to buy a Wii U. I can't buy it on my 3DS, and which that's where I really want to play it.
What's really going to do it for me and just say that the Wii U has finally arrived is when Smash Brothers comes out next week, but ultimately when we get the next Zelda title. I think that is where Nintendo does their most interesting and exciting work. And last year we only saw the first glimpse of the new Zelda Wii U title. Eiji Onuma, the producer, says that we're going to see more next year. So give it about another year and I think the Wii U will definitely be a must-own console.
Personally, I get most of what I need from games out of the PlayStation 4/Xbox One. I can't even really recommend either over the other because they're largely the same and most of the games are on both consoles. But yeah, between that and the PC and, you know, random mobile stuff, it's quite a lot of video games to play there. So like the Wii U was only ever going to grab me if there was stuff on there that I really wanted to play, which I can't play anywhere else. And it turns out that that's what Nintendo's been doing for about 30 years. So now there are enough games to come out on it, and I'm going to bite the bullet.